sales right now. But I'm excited to be with you all. We also had our new TV show come out on Netflix. If you watched it, put it in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you watched it. If you binged it, what your favorite scene is. Let's get that going in the chat. Owning Manhattan on Netflix. Totally broke everything. What's wild to me, Netflix has some of the biggest shows and movies in the history of the world. Okay? Movies, maybe not so much. Shows, though, for sure. Okay? Like some of the biggest ever when you look at like total watch time. That global watch time is unreal. And for them to come to me and say, hey, so we set the bar here for real estate shows, and Owning Manhattan is like somewhere up there. We don't totally understand. I'm like, what do you mean you don't understand? Like, well, it's real estate. It's this. No. You got me. Of course it did well. Are you kidding me? Do you think this is by accident? I'm going to focus on you. Some of you might be new to the program. I promise you, these webinars are not just me talking directly at you. There's actually a Q&A here. We're going to get to it. I have a little training that I like to do. But for those of you who are new, here's what's going to happen. For the next 40-ish plus minutes, I'm yours. I literally can't go anywhere. My ankles are chained to the floor of our office here in Tribeca. This is the sellit.com headquarters. Today, I'm going to give you my perspective on some of the biggest topics and obstacles that are facing our community as salespeople globally. And then I'm going to answer some of your questions. I really like when these calls are also interactive. So I've got Brian to my right, Drew's here, leader of community. He's here, Drew will wave, he'll say hi. I don't like him to turn on his microphone though, because just so many different reasons. But turn those cameras on because I like to see you. Go in the chat, live it up, let's go. First order of business though, Sell It 2024. Tickets are selling faster than any event we've ever done. I don't know if it's the Netflix effect or just because everyone's just super excited because Sell It 23 was amazing. I was going to do it in Florida again because that was really, really cool. And then literally everyone was like, no, we want to come to Ryan Serhant's Clubhouse in Soho in New York City. That's where we want to go. We want to go to the HQ. We want to go where the beating pulse is. We want to go to where the heart is. And so that's what we're going to do. We have a handful more tickets to sell left, I guess. Drew, throw the link into the chat, please, because we're dangerously close to selling out. I think we have a couple VIP tickets left, which are for the dinner. That include the dinner and a lot of personal time with me starting on that Thursday. I want to see every single person, though, on this call at the event, because being in person, showing up is everything here. The real estate agency business, the sales business as agency is the strongest agency business in the world. It's what everything's about. Your ability to pull out referrals from this event. The whole reason we do it. I don't do events for my health. If you watched Owning Manhattan, then you know, because I think I literally said on there, I don't want to do events. I don't want to do events just to do events unless they have a clear call to action, just like everything we talk about here. Everything we talk about in Sell It. We're not doing it for our health. We're doing it because there's a clear CTA. There's a clear call to action. And the call to action from Sell It 2024 is to take some of the brightest minds in sales from around the world, put us all in one room, and imagine what could happen. The brainstorming, the deal flow, the lead flow, the branding ideas. Every single person who came to Sell It 2023, probably wasn't every, but it's probably close to 90%, made more money afterwards because they came to that event. And that's what propels me to do this forward. So click the link on the chat if you're not already geared up and ready to go. It's September 20th in New York City. Make sure you're there. And our theme this year is owning your success, because I want you to own 2024 and beyond. And we're going to have more announcements coming up soon, but I can tell you right now that this will be the only place that you can watch the Owning Manhattan reunion. Yep, I got approval from Netflix. And by I got approval, I mean, I'm just going to do it anyway and just ask for forgiveness later. That's basically what I mean when I say that. Okay, just like when we do deals, I'm going to accept this deal on your behalf. Don't do it. Just fucking, I dare you not to sign it, Bob. So we're going to do a full Netflix cast reunion in real time. It's going to be the first time I sit everybody down in one room, moderated Andy Cohen style by me. It'll be a lot. There'll be drama, but it'll also be, I think, beneficial, right? It'll be professional. There's no question that's going to be off limits. So we're going to come to you that are all RSVP to come to the event and get your questions ahead of time. It'll be like Watch What Happens Live, but in the late afternoon. Like, we're not going to be there at 11 p.m. Followed by an after party that'll go to 11 p.m. that you do not want to miss. So lots to get to tonight. I promise you we're going to get to training, but I want to start like we always do with our win. Pro members, Laurier and Satwinder Tremblay, pronouncing that correctly? I think so. From Vancouver. If you're here, throw a big thumbs up, please. And Los Cabos had a huge win. What a balance, by the way. They announced in our pro Slack community. So pros are coaching, one-on-one pro brand strategy, real estate coaching. They announced in that community that they've secured a fantastic co-listing on a new development project of 96 condominiums and 100 homes, all pre-sale, all offering prime luxury living in one of the most sought-after locations in the world. And they had a goal of getting into new dev, and they did it. So that's a huge win. Everyone give them a round of applause. I remember when I got my first 100-unit project, and it was like, I literally just hit the lottery. One listing agreement for 100 sales, 100 sides. The name of the game, especially now, because you know who's not moving? Older people. You know who's moving? Developers who need to move product. So you go where the market is. Also, we have a winner. I want to thank everyone who took our monthly survey last week. Thank you. If you didn't, you're not on this list of potential winners. The grand prize for completing the survey, FaceTime with me, yours truly. And I am super excited to talk to our winner. Drum roll. Drew, do a drum roll.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that whatsoever. You're dry. You got to work. Damn it, Drew. Dan Mesner from Wisconsin in the United States of America. Dan, you're our winner. Not sure if you're here right now, but we will be in touch. My team will reach out, and we're going to have a great FaceTime chat. So congrats, and thank you all again for taking the survey. Totally random. So on to it. Today, I want to talk about the power of yes, but I want to talk about it tactically, because there's a power to yes, and there's also a power to no. But the power to yes is key to success in any business. I'm going to walk you through why. Saying yes is the reason I'm in sales in the first place, because my gut said no in 2008 to get into sales, to get into real estate, because everything that I checked out, there was 9 reasons why I shouldn't get into this business, 1 reason why I should. And those were the facts. Those were the comps. But we all know that comps don't tell the full story. And sometimes you have to make decisions not based on your gut, because how is your gut informed? People say that all the time. They say, oh, my gut told me to do it, or my gut told me not to do it. We are all products of evolution, right? Your gut informs you based on your tolerance for fear and for risk. Because we are evolving so fast. You know how many thousands of years our ancestors spent running from animals as part of the food chain? Like this much compared to this much time, we've actually been out of the food chain. And yet our gut has taken a long time to catch up to this phase of life that we're living in now. So our gut oftentimes influences us the wrong way. So I should have said no, according to my gut, to getting into real estate and getting into sales. I should have said no, according to my gut, of going to that audition for $1 Million Listing in 2010. But I said yes, both times, because saying yes is how I end up also starting my own brokerage in the middle of a pandemic. Both my gut and my brain and my mom and my dad and every single other person I know told me, don't start your own company. Get out of the business. The market is collapsing. New York City is dead. Everything's on fire. Everyone also told me, don't start Sell Like Serhant. You wrote the book. You did the TV show. That's fine. That's it. Don't do anything else. Your gut says no. But I said yes. Saying yes is how I ended up with those Huron contracts. If you watch Owning Manhattan, if you watch the Netflix show, that's the greatest real estate show in the history of the world, you'll know that there's a deal on there where they were interviewing every other brokerage in our market. And everybody else is giving them normal deals, standard deals, and everything. I came in and I said, I'll take the full exclusive for the building for now. And as long as I sell $100 million worth of units before the building is even constructed, then you can keep me on or you'll have the chance to fire me. And that was super real, all shot in real time, really stressful. That's a kind of a crazy thing to say yes to, especially during COVID, especially in New York City, right? Tough market that we've got here. There's 7,000 homes on the market today. There's not 7,000 buyers running around. We have very different problems than the rest of the country has. But I said yes. And then you saw what happened on the show, right? Saying yes is also how I ended up with the Netflix show in the first place. Since I said yes to doing another reality TV show that went deep into my life, showed all of my vulnerabilities, showed people quitting on me on fucking TV, showed me having to fire people on TV, all this stuff that like I wouldn't want to do in public. All the good, but all the bad and everything in between. I said yes to that. We put it out there. We've seen a 400% increase in listing inquiries just to our website. We've seen an 88% increase in following across social platforms. We're now at over 7 million. We've seen a 2,500% increase in interest in joining Serhant from agents around the world going to serhantready.com. Wild. Now, I'm not telling you to all start your own reality TV shows. I mean, go for it if you want to. You can do it on YouTube. You don't have to wait on production to do it. But I do want to encourage you all to find ways, because we're now in the second half of 2024. Okay? In the second half, this is the best part of the year. It's my favorite part. The first half of the year, it's like, okay, we're here. Let's go. Let's show up. Let's go. The second half, we get to say, let's go. Right? The first half of the year, we're saying ready, set. The second half, we're saying go. That's the absolute best part. And I want you to all find 3 ways going forward. I'm going to ask you this in our August Q&A, that you can say yes in your business in a way that you might have said no the first half of this year. Because when you say no, then the first half of the year is ready, set, and the second half is no. When you say yes, it's ready, set, second half of the year is go. So I want you to come up with 3 ways that you can say yes. If you know them right now, put them in the chat. They're unique to you, but maybe you're going to help somebody else who's going to say, it's actually a great thing I could say yes to as well. It can be as simple as, I really don't want to start a TikTok page, or I really want to say no to doing LinkedIn, or I really want to say no to going into that new market, or hiring that assistant, or getting that team member, or taking on listings that I don't think are going to sell, or starting that co-branded partnership with that bank. It could be anything. What are you going to say yes to? I want you to pick 3. Share them in the chat right now. That's why we're all here as part of this community. You know that I love acronyms. So let's talk about the yes framework. And before we get to the yes framework, Drew, what's one thing you're going to say yes to the second half of this year that you ordinarily were going to say no to?
Probably, I guess I have to take my wife out to dinner once in a while, like date night, because I've avoided it. And like your show came out and I've watched it once with her. I watched it once on my own. And like, it's our go-to.
Going to dinner with your wife was a no? That was a no for the second half of the year? Is it because you work too much? I don't think that's the case.
Look, I'm a card-carrying member of the 40 Club, baby. Okay, I go get home. I got to put my feet up. They're sore, maybe a little swollen. I got to sit on that couch and I gotta just settle in.
I noticed that the other day. I was sitting at my desk and I got up and my feet felt heavy. And I looked down and I was like, did my ankles just grow? I'm like, no, I'm just 40 anyway.
Okay, I'll take it seriously though. I'll take it seriously. I'm going to say yes to actually focusing more on building my sphere. I think I have a very big sphere going on, a big
SOI,
various groups, SOI for sure, and making sure that I'm making contact and then doing, getting the information from those contacts and keeping in touch and really just starting that ball, getting that ball rolling, because it only grows the more you keep it.
SOI, Sphere of Influence. For those of you who haven't taken that course in membership, it's there. Go take it. How to build that SOI, how to build that sphere in a strategic, calculated way. So my yes framework. Okay? And that's why I love doing these, because these are super simple, easy for you to remember. So I said I want you to come up with 3 things that you're going to say yes to in your business going forward that are going to help you propel you into 2024 greatness. It's not 2024, it's 2020 more. So yes is YES. So why? Y is for yielding. Y-I-E-L-D-I-N-G, yielding. Now, yielding in sales means being flexible. It means being open to the client's needs and desires, which means listening actively, showing a willingness to adapt your approach to better serve the client. I want you to ask yourself a question when you think things aren't going well, or you think a client's not listening to you, or a team member is doing the wrong thing. You need to ask yourself the question, is it wrong or is it different? And does it really matter if the outcome is correct? So I've seen people do things the wrong way and it still works out. I've seen people do things a different way than I would ever do it, still works out. So does it really matter? And if I have created my 3 yeses, and those are my focuses for the rest of 2024, then does it really matter if an issue that's brought to me is not a focus? It's another question I want you to ask all the time. Anytime anything comes in front of you, once you've defined your 3 yeses, is this issue one of my yes focuses? Because if it's not, guess what? It is not an issue. It's your issue, not an issue for me. Yielding means listening to what the client's saying without interrupting, understanding their needs, their preferences, their pain points. You need to be willing to change your pitch or strategy based on feedback. Flexibility is key, okay? It is key to showing your clients that you care about their concerns. That's how you build trust, and that's how you build strong relationships. So you're yielding to possibility. You're yielding to opportunity. You're yielding your voice so you can listen and then respond instead of listening just to reply. How many times have you said, oh, sorry, not to cut you off? That's why. E is for enthusiasm. It's one of my favorite words ever. Enthusiasm in sales, you heard me say this in Owning Manhattan. It's become a viral clip, I think, where I've said, sales is just a transfer of enthusiasm. It's true. You're not selling a house. You're not selling cars. You're not selling insurance. You're not selling that Bloomberg terminal. You're not selling everyone pianos. There's so many different types of salespeople here. You're not selling that. You're selling your enthusiasm for the product. Unless you're building the product personally yourself, in which case maybe you could be selling that, but now you're probably even more passionate in selling your enthusiasm for the product. Because enthusiasm in sales means conveying genuine excitement, positivity about the product, positivity about the service that you're offering. I cannot stress enough the importance of maintaining a positive outlook in all client interactions. Enthusiasm is contagious. It can significantly impact the client's perception of the product, let alone of you and of your service. That means keeping up your energy, keeping those energy levels high during meetings, during calls, during follow-ups, never letting it drop. You're not going to be a doctor coming in for a checkup after a bad call and being like, oh God, okay. Let's see the boo-boo. I don't want that kind of doctor. No. People are more likely to be influenced by someone who is visibly excited about what they're selling. So you're yielding opportunity. You're being flexible. You're asking yourself the question, are they doing things wrong? Are they doing things different? And do I really care if the outcome is correct? You're then staying enthusiastic, because sales, no matter what you're selling, is a transfer of enthusiasm. And then the S, who wants to guess what the S is for? Go in the chat. Ryan, you can't. Go in the chat. Go in the chat right now. What is the S for? Drew, read some of them out. I can't see it.
Soup, sell it, Serhant. Let's see what else there is. Sell, sing, success, sales,
no,
success.
No.
Smile, no. Success.
No.
Everyone's still writing success.
Guys, no.
Staver, strategy, soup.
S is for sexy. No, just kidding. S is for strategy. It's for strategy. Strategy means getting clear, achievable goals for your sales activities. That's what it means, right? A dream without a plan is just a dream. So strategy means daily weekly, monthly targets. That's why strategies exist. You need to be so strategic in everything you do, it looks like you're winging it. The most practiced athletes, the most practiced musicians, the ones who come on the court, who go out on the field, who hit the stage, who just look like, they just picked that up. Man, they're so good. They're so talented. There's a little talent matched with massive hard work and strategy. You need to have a key understanding of your market, your target market, meaning your customer base, your competitors, and who those potential clients are. So the knowledge of knowing all of that helps tailor your approach, which helps build out your strategy. And I want all of you to develop a strategy for every client interaction. I want you going into every single meeting with a goal of what you want to achieve in each meeting and a plan on how to do it. How do you incorporate this into your day-to-day activities? How do you do that? How do you incorporate that into your monthly meetings that you have? So how do you actually do that? Glad you asked. One, you practice yielding by being flexible with showings. For example, okay, for all of you here who are in real estate, to provide white glove service, you need to be willing to adjust your schedule to accommodate your client's availability, even if it means working evenings or weekends, in the rain, the snow, a hurricane, a tornado. If you saw the new Twisters movie, not nearly as good as the first one. I don't understand why all these reviews are like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. Anyway, we can talk about that later. Okay. For example, if a client can only view properties on Sunday afternoons, make it a priority to show them homes during that time. That's you yielding to the client to get a deal done. How do you practice enthusiasm? You practice it by leveraging positive energy in follow-up. So after a showing, you send a follow-up email or message that highlights the positives of the property that you just showed. Super simple and easy, but you make it consistent and you make it muscle memory. It could be as simple as sending a text that says, I can really see you enjoying the spacious kitchen and the beautiful views from the living room. I'm excited to help you make this home yours. Practicing enthusiasm and strategy. Now you've got systematic client follow-up. And there's so many things we can talk about for strategy, but to be efficient with our time, you're developing a follow-up strategy that ensures no client falls through the cracks. Use your CRM system to track client interactions. You set reminders for follow-ups. And then every initial consultation, you schedule a follow-up call a week later to check in and see if the client has any new questions or needs further assistance. Simple, easy, strategic. Maintaining consistent communication shows clients that you are organized and attentive. That is key to closing. So, if I turn the spotlight back on you, all here, beautiful people, what are you afraid to say yes to? Put it in the chat. Let's go. Let's make this real. Put in the chat, what are you afraid to say yes to in your business? Drew, what do we got?
Okay, I actually would love to go round table. So I'm going to call on some folks right now that dropped in the chat. Unmute, just shout it out. So if you could, Jessica Smith, you want to start us off, just rattle off those wins really quick. And we have Deborah up next, Shane, Alex, Lindsay. We'll go around table really quick. I think everyone's going to get motivated by hearing what everyone else wants to say yes to. So Jessica, you're still here? You want to unmute and shout out what your yeses are?
Yes, and my camera's not on because I'm driving right now, so forgive me. So yes to YouTube. Yes to YouTube. Yes to owning my mornings again. I've gotten out of the habit of that, and I do feel like it makes my business better when I get up early in the morning. Yeah. And yes to prospecting every single day. That means getting into the community, getting into groups, just making it known that I'm in real estate.
I love it. Those are great things to say yes to. You know what's so crazy about those three things? They're so possible, and they will have such a massive impact on not just your business, but your life. Waking up early is a factor of when you go to bed. So no one wakes up early. They just go to bed on time. So that's it. So the way you do that is you put your phone away, and you put your phone on the other side of the room. That's how you wake up early. It's literally that simple. And if you want to wake up half an hour early, you get in bed a half an hour earlier. That's what you do. And you don't try to, or you don't do it half an hour. You just do it 5 minutes. You do it 5 minutes every day, or every other day, every week. That's how I taught myself how to do it. It totally sucked. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can get up even earlier. Let's see if I can do it. That's that one. Prospecting, you're just putting in your calendar. It's time blocking. 8:30 to 9:30 every single morning, no matter what happens, unless there's a catastrophe. It's just time blocking. And then YouTube, what's your biggest fear with YouTube? Just the work, the effort?
I'm a perfectionist, so just making it like I can get on Instagram and do stories all day long, but YouTube, I feel like there's a little bit more of an aesthetics factor that comes with it, and I feel like that's what's the hang up for me.
Okay, great. Because I feel like a lot of people probably feel the same way, and I'm here to tell you right now, that's what it used to be. Okay? We have just entered the FaceTime era of content. Long form videos, for the most part, with heavy production, are no longer interesting to your audience. If you notice, more and more people are just turning the camera on their face, story time wise, and just talking raw and messy, because we've understood now what our audience has understood for a long time is that perfect is the enemy of good. No one cares about perfect. You can go see a perfect movie that has a shitty story, not a good movie. Perfectly shot, no one cares. So what I would focus on in YouTube, if you can do the other platforms, don't do long form. Just do YouTube Shorts. All of the activity there is going into YouTube Shorts. And YouTube Shorts are TikTok and Instagram Stories. It is the same exact thing. Start building your platform with YouTube Shorts, and I would just go there. Quick, you can go tomorrow. Make it messy. Take them down if they don't work. ABP, always be posting. ABB, always be branding. All right?
Love it. Thank you, Ryan.
Drive safe. Drew.
Yeah, let's get one or two more of just straight yeses. By the way, that's pretty good there. People are talking about buying boxes to lock their phone at night from Amazon. And Deborah Carr, you're up next. Give us your yeses. Let's go.
Oh, hi everybody. Love the show, Ryan. Can't wait to watch it again. I'm saying yes to my future self because I enjoyed your post today on not faking it till you make it. I really like that. That really spoke to me. So I am saying yes to my future self and my goal to reach 1 million in commissions and get my New York City license.
Let's go.
Hopefully sell it. When I get there, I'm going to come in a day early unless I can get in earlier to take the test.
Nice.
And just continuing to grow my business here. And I'm going to become a powerhouse listing agent here in South Florida as well.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Looking forward to working and learning.
Okay, good. Good ones. My only advice there is just try to those are big ideas. So what are we going to do that you're saying yes to that you ordinarily probably would have said no to? Because those all seem like things that you're going to say yes to anyway. So what are some other things that you might have said no to that we can say yes to that'll take your business to new heights?
I'm still developing my CRM contact list and reaching out to people. I just started with I'm starting with a social media manager next month. So I'm a little nervous about that. And now that you've just said they're not into the long format, I'm like, now what am I going to do? I just invested in that until the end of December.
It's actually, the work hasn't changed because now like long form videos for me, we're a lot more on the edit side, but we're easier to shoot because you got 10 minutes. Let's go do a tour. Let's do this, do that. You know how much harder it is to say, how do I squeeze all of that into 60 seconds or less? It's hard. It's hard. Like it's tricky. And so no, you still need that social media manager if that's what works best for you. What I would also say to you is what I learned for a long time is saying, okay, you want to make $1 million this year, right? Where's your time worth? Break it down. 50 weeks a year. Okay. 6 days a week, 5 days, however you want to do it. What is your hourly wage over that $1 million? $1 million is like $89,000 a month. Okay. Just talk about pre-tax. What is that hourly wage? So every minute and every hour you're spending doing something that you could pay someone else to do for less than your hourly wage, that is something that you should delegate out. So your CRM, I don't do my own CRM at this point. I did for a long time, but now I have a CRM human. Their job. And they are not cheap, but they're much less expensive than my dollars per hour. And there's nothing more empowering and terrifying than putting yourself into that kind of payroll category of having bills, of having people to pay. Because you know that, all right, I'm going to go get this person. They're going to be $60,000, whatever they might be. I'm going to get a virtual admin. They're going to be $40,000 for the year amortized, let's say. All right, how many deals do I have to do this year? And that I can pull out of their work just to pay for that person. That's it. They don't actually cost money. They just cost future deals. That's all it is. So everyone here, yourself, anyone else included, who's sitting here thinking about not investing in themselves, whether it's coming to sell it 2024 or getting a virtual admin or getting an assistant or getting a driver because you hate driving and you're losing time, you're not spending money. There's no cost here. There's no expense. It's the investment into you in the future. That's it. It's not real. Like, these dollars aren't real. As long as you don't have $1,000 in the bank and you spend it all and then you're homeless, that's a different story, right? What you want to focus on is really delegating out those dollars per hour as an investment into you in the future. And then just know, based on your average commission dollars, how many more deals you have to do based on this person. So what's that ROI? Something that I tailor all of our employees to here at Serhant across the businesses on the brokerage side is what percent GCI must you touch to make your job worth it for me? Now all of a sudden they start thinking differently. Now they start thinking like me. Like, oh, okay. So I'm not going to spend 10 hours playing on Adobe tomorrow. That's not a good use of GCI. I'm going to spend it doing X, Y, and Z. I'm going to get way more efficient with my time. Boom, there you go. So if we all flip our mindset to remembering that we're all individual business owners, all entrepreneurs, we're all entrepreneurial moguls here, to think that way and bounce your time that way and delegate accordingly and invest in you in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course. I'll see you in September, not before.
Absolutely.
Drew.
Ryan, I want to ask you, I want to flip the script on you now and see what you said yes to recently. But first, I'm going to give you a unique opportunity to say yes to something yourself. Now, let me show you something real quick. What you have here is season
It's so weird.
two,
Your wife said that.
Oh. She wishes. And here's my pitch to you for season 2. Why you should have me on it. One, that's you and me finally hanging out at the bees.
Why do I look like Chris Pine with gray hair?
Hey, Chris Pine's a good-looking gentleman. Okay. Handsome but attainable is Drew. I'm happy to sell my apartment, but I won't tell my wife. And that's how excited I am to get a listing. I will date Jade. She's single now. It's only for the show.
Is your wife on this right now? Brian, did you know?
She doesn't know. Also, I was voted #1 community member that people want to have a beer with. So all I'm saying is
because you drink during these Q&As.
Look, I will not confirm or deny what you're saying.
Brian, can you come wave? I feel like people need to know. This is Brian. He's always here too. There, guys, there's also Brian. He'll drink with you. Yeah, exactly. He'll date. Brian will date you, Drew. You guys are
both married, so it'll work out.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know.
Listen, it's a new normal. Okay, that's what these shows are all about. So I don't know what just happened. That was you just pitched. Okay, great. All right, Drew. I'm going to take that to the board. I'm going to think about your request. Let's bring on the next question.
Let's go Netflix. Tiffany Fisher, you're here. Actually, let's Tiffany, we're going to get to you next. There's a question from Anna from Germany. I don't think she's on the call, but it actually has to do with something that happened owning Manhattan. So you get a lot of celebrity requests.
I think she's here.
Right? Oh, Anna, you here?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hi, I'm not sleeping. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much.
And you kill me, Anna. You got to go to bed. Just save up the energy and just come here in September. I saw that you got the ticket. I cannot wait to see you. But just get some rest, please, for the love of all things.
No, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not gonna miss any of these calls. But I do have a very important question because I've been thinking about it a lot. And thanks so much, Drew, for this opportunity, because my question pertains to working with celebrities, specifically drawing for them based on two specific examples. So earlier this year, like a couple of months ago, I got the message of the personal agent or assistant, wherever it is, of a celebrity in an industry in the United States. And they asked me whether I'd be interested to illustrate for them. It's gonna be a new development or a new home, something like that. And of course, I was like, yes, of course I'm gonna do that. But of course, I answered in a very professional way and all these things. Silence. Then I follow up, silence. So the situation number two, again, earlier this year in Paris, during a design exhibition, I met a team behind a very famous American designer. And we really understood each other very well. And then we met in New York, and they were actually the ones who initiated the collaboration opportunity with me. Because wow, you drew a lot and all these things. So once once you're home there, we're going to reach out to you. And your guest, silence again, follow up, silence. And then of course, you know, yourself, you've already counted my kind of marketing skills. So I have two specific questions. The first one is, there is a limit to how many times I should follow up when they showed interest, but I don't want to seem needy. And the second question is, how can I effectively move these interactions toward actual collaboration? Not just, oh, the drawings are so beautiful. No,
so how important? So if they both said yes to you and they both came to you right now and they agreed to do it, how important would these two clients be for your future business?
Oh, huge. It's like it's gonna be a new level.
Okay, so that's all you should care about. If I'm you, I am doing work for them for free, and I'm just going to do it anyway. And I'm presenting it to them because I want the credit. I want the resume credit. One of my first celebrities that I ever sold a home to, I waived my commission entirely to get the deal done. Took 0%. But I talked about that deal for like 7 years. And I had just sold that apartment. I just sold it to her. It was in the press. It was out. I got it out there. It was part of our thing. And listen, they couldn't really do anything because I did it for free. There was no penalty. Like if I had made money, they could have said, well, we paid you commission. You made money. We did this. How dare you? You know, I just did you. You didn't pay me shit. And they didn't want that public. So everyone left me alone. When you do things for free, but there's resume value, there's PR value, there's growth value. I'm thinking about you in the future from now. Even if you made money from these two clients right now, 2 years from now, guess what? You spent all the money anyway. You already spent it. So the money's not there. It's not going to last forever. You're not taking it to the grave. Okay. I know you want it, but I'd much rather say, I'm going to do these two for free. I'm going to do 8 more that I never would have had before, based off of my ability to say that I work for these two people. And because you're not taking income from it, and you're just doing it on their behalf, nothing anybody can say. And and it's literally not stopping you from saying, I just did this architectural drawing for him, I just did this architectural drawing from them, and showing it off. That's it. That's what I would do if I were you. Do it.
Because I don't have any materials from them for that home, for instance.
So get them. You can find them. Reach out to the architects. Go around. Say, listen, or reach out. Say, I'm going to do it for free. Hey, I'll do it for free. Do it for you. I just really care about your business, and I'm obsessed with your product. I'm here. Just take whatever you were going to pay me, spend it on some other stuff. They will respond. Very difficult for people to say no to free. That's what I would do. Use it to build business on top of it.
Thank you. I'll keep drawing for you too. So.
Great. Perfect. See? Good. Use it. Great. If I can help you get business because the drawings you do for us, then awesome.
More to come. Drew. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Of course.
Tiffany, you're up. You're very much timely with this question about saying yes.
Yeah, so I think, hey, Ryan, how are you?
Good.
Good. Yeah, so I typed in my question earlier, and then you kind of spoke about everything, and it kind of resonated. But with being able to say no to things or say yes to things, my question was, how do you handle when people are wanting more time and effort on your non-negotiables? I have personal non-negotiables that are either family related, personal time blocking. So I get when, buyers or whoever only have a certain time frame that they can do things, or, you got to be on your feet and toes. I totally get that. But when people start abusing your non-negotiables and they've become, you're not a non-negotiable anymore, I'm just doing everything for everybody else, how do you get that control back?
So it's all about clear, honest, and brutal communication, and laying forward clear, honest, and concise expectations. It is not fair to you to live in a world of resentment, and you're not going to do your best work if you're resenting the time. So does that mean you turn down a buyer who wants to make a decision today and you got to go meet them, but you told your son you were going to be there? No, but that means your son is a part of your business now, and they understand what your schedule is, and you're going to buy that time back. So here's the deal. I have to go to work now, but remember I said I was going to work on Sunday? Now I'm not. I'm going to buy that time with you. That's one. The other thing you can do in that situation, okay, is it's not up to you. I have that too. People say, I can only meet tomorrow at 6. Say, no problem. I told my wife I was going to be home. Let me just ask my wife. Not up to me, right? Let me ask my daughter. How old is she? She's 5. Let me ask her. Zena, are you okay if I don't come home and play Barbies? No, you told me. You talk to her, right? So you bring them into the conversation. You have a family. You have non-negotiables. They're non-negotiables for a reason. Everyone's a part of the conversation. Otherwise, you're operating in a silo as the CEO of your family, and then you're treating other people and the people that are important to you as employees. And that is recipe for disaster. Okay, so that's that. The other is that you just hold tight on non-negotiables. You say no. You say, I can't do it then. They say that's the only time I can do it. No problem. My assistant will meet you. My junior agent will meet you. I'll Zoom you. I'll call you. Those are my non-negotiables. That's it. I got family. No one will ever truly harm you or fault you for needing to spend time on your life. They don't. I used to make that mistake all the time. Now I don't. And I include everybody. I go to Greece tomorrow for a week and 2 days. I've told everybody, if you need me, you can fly to Greece and find me. But if you can't figure something out for a week and a half, we should talk about your role. Like, that's it, And I think it's super, super freeing that way. People would treat you with much more respect. And then they'll respect how you do it. And then they're going to come to you and say, hey, remember when you laid those boundaries out with me? That was so awesome. How did you do that again? Because it totally worked on me. More life, it's 2025 before we know it. Before we know it, we're all going to be 85 years old.
And I feel you. You'll get there before me, though. That's okay.
I will. I'm there right now, actually.
I'm just kidding.
I will be there before you. That's how aging works. Non-negotiables. All right, Drew.
It's science. We have one last question. We're almost at time, but I want to call on Danae. She's a new pro member.
All right.
Talk about reapproaching a client.
Hey.
Danae, you still with us?
Yeah.
There we go.
Sorry. I'm new to this, so wasn't sure if I was supposed to talk. Hi.
Good job.
So yeah, I had a client reach out. He was a neighbor across the street from my house, and they basically courted me for 3 months, way too long. And I'm sure I messed up somewhere along the lines because I should have got the listing. And instead, they're in the Jewish community. They went with somebody within their community. I'm not Jewish, and that was just like a hurdle I couldn't overcome. But everything else, I'm a very upfront person. Everything we're kind of talking about today, I lay things out, map it out before we get into bed together, so to say. So ultimately they went with the other agent, fired him after 3 months, and listed at the price I told them not to list it at. Then they went
Classic.
with another agent instead of calling me back, and I was back up in Washington, the state of Washington, instead of Arizona. So I didn't know until it went off market. And then I saw it go off market, and I sent her a text and called her. She didn't answer, left her voicemail, sent her a text, and then 2 days later, it was back up on the market at the price I told them it needed to be listed at. And then it went under contract in a day, and then it fell out the day before it was supposed to close. And now the home's just been sitting there, and now it's been a total of 6 months, going on 7 months. And I have a feeling it's going to, they're going to fire that agent again. And they're already on, they're gone out of state except for the husband now, moved on to their new home. And I really want to reapproach them. I feel like I really want a second chance, but how? I know where I feel like I messed up was never presenting the documents and saying, literally just saying, sign my listing documents. But I wanted to give them the opportunity to read. I'm a big believer in giving, somebody, I put pressure, but not the pressure where I back them to the corner, or later if I land in court, they feel like I threatened them, kind of thing, So, but I feel like maybe
there's
that
a difference.
was my mistake.
I hear
I'm
you.
not sure.
So I think people confuse pressure with passion sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. So being passionate to get this home sold.
Yes.
To have passion, you then need confidence. So you're not presenting listing paperwork to pressure them to sign something. I am passionate about getting your home sold right now. If you want to move, this is what we got to do. I'm super passionate about it. That's why I'm confident. That's why we need to get going now. So this is that paperwork. But now they already chose not you twice, right?
Yes.
So you have to now go back to them with a refreshed and revised strategy. And then what I would typically do in this instance, because otherwise they're not going to hire you, is I would see if there's somebody you could do it with. So, on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and Upper West Side of Manhattan, it's predominantly Jewish as well, okay? There are a lot of Jewish agents that I work with, that I know, who go to those synagogues, who know the rabbi, who are in the community. I'm not. It doesn't make a huge difference, but for some people it does make a difference. Yeah. And so I'm not going to sit here and say, no, okay, well, I guess I'm not getting your business. Nope, here we go. And I bring in somebody to do it with me. I'm doubling up. So here's our new strategy. Here's what we're going to do. Your home's been on the market for nearly 7 months. 2 people that you've chosen before haven't gotten it done. I'm more passionate about selling it now than I've ever been before. I've got Lisa or Bobby or whoever now. We're going to come in together. We're your dream team. I'm sending you a new listing agreement. You need to come off the market tomorrow. We're going to go back to market on September 1st. And you just lay it out like a doctor. Like, this is what you're going to do.
He is a doctor.
See? So he's going to understand. You're giving him a prescription. Yeah. This is what you're going to do. And he will respect you. I promise you. Especially with doctors. They want to be prescribed to because it's what they know. It's like us as salespeople. We kind of need to be sold when we go places. I'm like, I don't know, just tell them to just be confident and sell me. Just sell me. Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, got it. You're enthusiastic. Okay, I will use you to do my taxes. Good job selling me. Like, you got to do the same thing. And your lack of confidence, or maybe just you're not being there. Maybe it's because they know you're in Washington and not in their market, and people are probably using that against you in pitches. I would. Like, if I'm going up against you, I'm going to say, who? She's not here. I'm here right now. She can't be here at 5 p.m., right? So you got to counter that and come up with a new strategy. And I would probably bring in extra guns, bigger firepower, and then just lay out confidently. Doc, here's what we're going to do. I'm more passionate now than ever before. Let's get this going. And this is my plan, and this is my timeline. That's hard. As somebody that needs to get their home sold, the third agent later, that's hard to say no to.
Okay, perfect.
Do it today. Come back to us and let us know how it goes.
Should I wait for the listing to expire though?
Nope.
No.
He's already making these decisions now.
Okay.
He's already doing it now.
Okay.
Doctor. Okay. Here's the medicine we're going to take. This is how this works.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. All right. Come back to us. Let us know how it goes.
Will do.
Right, Drew.
I've already opened up my relationship on this call. So if you need an Applebound last name, I got you covered.
Yeah. Drew's going to be licensed and ready to go in Arizona by tomorrow. He's going to be there.
It's just the motivation.
Come on down.
All right, we are out of time for today. Thank you so much. We know your schedule is busy. You're going to Greece tomorrow for a while. The tan is just going to be out of control when you get back. Any last words for our members here?
Listen, 2020 more. Do your homework. The 3 things you're going to say yes to in your business, write them down, put them in your phone, make them your wallpaper, put them in your calendar, and do them. Yield, be enthusiastic, and have strategy. And ask those questions that we just talked about. Ask them. Be real about them. Okay? If you weren't paying attention this entire time, we do these. They're recorded. They're in your dashboard. They're in your member dashboard. So you got them. Watch them through. Listen to them while you're on the Stairmaster, whatever you're doing. Come to Sell It 2024. It's going to be the most amazing event that we've done ever this year. We're doing it in New York. And no promises. But if Netflix greenlights a season 2, there may or may not be cameras there. And if there's cameras there, then Drew's going to put on his fancy dress and things are going to get wild and freaky. And I don't know. I'm not allowed to say this, but like 26 million people watched our show in the first week. That is like ridiculous. You know how many people watched Million Dollar Listing LA? The LA one that premiered a week or 2 ago? Like 700,000. That's like a reel for me. Just saying. I'm not saying I won, but I'm saying I won. All right, that's it. Sell It 20.